In this video, we'll create a 3D model saw trigger. After completing this step, you'll be able to use extrude and use fillet. In Fusion 360, we want to carry on with our trigger design. Now we're going to be taking our sketch and turning it into a 3D model. To get started, I'm going to hide the canvas and I'm going to rotate this slightly and zoom in. We're going to begin by creating an extrude of just the larger portion. We're going to change this to be symmetric, and we're going to pull this out 10 millimeters. It's important to note the measurement is for the half length. So the total length is going to be 20 millimeters wide. This is going to be a new body, and we're going to say OK. We then need to go back and show the sketch again, because we're going to be extruding this back portion as well. So once again, extrude. We'll select the small rectangle. Again, we'll do symmetric. And this time, we're going to be extruding it out a distance of 2.5 millimeters. We'll have to manually enter 2.5. And there are a couple different things that we can talk about here. Now we can join these two together. We can create a new body or a new component. In this instance, let's create a new body so we can understand the process of combining them back together. We're going to hide the sketch, and now we want to apply some fillets. First, let's select fillet, and let's grab the 8 sides, the 4 on these sides, and then the 4 on the ends, and apply a 1 millimeter fillet. Next, we're going to use our right-click marking menu at the 12 o'clock position to repeat the fillet. This is a handy tip, especially if you need to use the same tool over and over again. Now we want to fillet the edges of the trigger itself. Now these are going to have a 2 millimeter fillet. Now a couple different ways that we can do this as well. I'm going to select these 2 edges and manually enter 2, but then I'm going to hold down the Control key and add a few more edges. Once I let go of Control or Command if you're on a Mac, you can see that I've added all of those edges, and now I can say OK. If we expand our bodies folder, you can see that we still have 2 bodies, and we want to put them together because we want to fillet the intersection between the 2. So I'm going to select Combine with the operation type set to Join. The target body is going to be the trigger, and the tool body will be the smaller rod. And notice that we can make a new component here, and we can also keep tools. I'm going to select OK, and now I'll select Fillet, and we'll fillet the intersection between those 2. This is going to have a 1 millimeter fillet as well, and we'll say OK. Now you can see that we've created the smooth corners on all sides of the trigger and the rod on the back of it. I'm going to go back to a home view, and I want to show my canvas again. Now obviously we don't know exactly what the trigger looks like on the inside of the design, but this gets us pretty close whenever we start designing the rest of the reciprocating saw. So this is a great time for us to make sure that we save before we move on.